Hey.
Hey guys.
And we're back here to talk shit about DC. Corey, introduce us.
I
Hey
should.
everybody,
Mr.
we
Flip.
are the Amerime Junkies. This is Amerime Media talking to you. Today we're going to be talking about DC overall, the good, the bad, and the I don't know
What
about
the
that.
fuck?
So
But
what the
first I'm gonna
fuck?
start. But first I'm gonna start with the introductions. The lovely Queen Neek.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Queen Nick here. I'm sorry I ain't got my camera on. I got a huge pimple on my face, so I'm not doing that. I'm not about to set myself up for the internet like that.
You got what on your face?
A huge pimple in the middle of my forehead. It's like literally at the bridge of my nose, at the very top where my eyebrows is supposed to, be separated
Oh,
and all that. Like, I'm looking like a cave woman over here. Over here about to turn into Frida Kahlo with my unibrow.
oh, you
Like,
looking
it's
like a little
bad.
cave person. You little ooga chaka, ooga chaka.
Shut up. You gonna
The
leave me
rest of
alone,
us,
girl.
the rest of us look ugly too, Nico.
No, but y'all
You can
hands
I ain't
stop
on.
got
it.
no
But see,
pimples, bro. Whoa, whoa, whoa! You better
it's
smooth
very
that.
different for y'all men. Okay, y'all could literally roll out of bed, crust still in your eye. Sleep what drool strip all like still on your face, and nobody will say a word. It's just be like, well, the man's probably was tired. Mind y'all business. You know what I mean? You'll have people defending y'all, but trust me, they will roast
Ain't
me
nobody
like a
defending us.
Thanksgiving
We just
turkey.
don't give a fuck. There's a difference.
First
It's
off, I'm
it's
one of the
just
sexy.
different.
First
It's
off,
different,
I'm one
and
of the
we'll
The
get
sexiest
into
difference
why
niggas.
is
it's different.
the
No, no,
difference
no.
is we
We will
don't
get into it,
care.
and we will get
Motherfuckers
No,
into
talking
the
shit about
differences.
me and other motherfuckers all the time about the way they look. The bald patches in their head, the rough patches in their beard, the crusted snot hanging down their shit. You know what that? They just don't care. That's the difference. Motherfuckers gonna
You
talk
gonna
shit.
keep talking about me though? You gonna keep talking about me?
No, I'm
I
not.
why?
wasn't talking. I wasn't talking about you. Damn.
I
I
mean, we
wasn't
wasn't
talking
talking
about
about
you.
you,
I
but
definitely
while we're
wasn't
at
talking
it,
about you.
over here we got the biggest boss, the comic
Big
boss.
boss.
Hey
Uh-huh.
everybody, come to boss. Your favorite
New
podcaster's
issues
favorite podcaster.
every Wednesday. Uh-huh.
Oh,
DC. Uh. And of course, we have Demon Engine live from the Red Room.
yes. I
I don't know why he in the red room. He the wrong person in the red room.
It looked like he's changed it around again.
He has
I needed
for
space.
because he plans on getting some VR, so he wants to have some
Oh, so
proper
he's trying to
space.
pop that. He's trying to pop it for a real one. Got it.
Yeah,
Got
he's
it.
ready to bust it open on Only Hams.
Only yeah, fuck
First
you.
of all, my
Ah!
link is on only hands. All right, you need to chill.
but
It's your
we're the
boy, the demon. Let's get this started.
but of course, folks, we're talking about DC, DC Comics, DC EU, and their shows. Now, media wise, especially when it comes to television and film, DC was like steps ahead of Marvel. But
Yeah.
somehow, through so many mismanagements and misplannings, these guys are so many steps back.
You know what it
You
was,
know,
Corey? You know what it was, Corey?
Mm.
They they were cursed.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Marvel put a hex on them. Marvel was like, fuck you.
No. I think the
Marvel
problem.
Marvel implanted a spy for the espionage. Take down a few
And
executives
sabotage.
here. Yeah.
No, I'm going to disagree. I think that a lot of their issues is of their own their own. They've caused DC has caused so many issues amongst themselves that they're the reason they are where they are right now. But first, let's talk about some of their big successes because it's too easy to sling so much mud. So let's talk about the green side of the grass.
Okay.
Yeah, what's left of it?
Uh,
No, that's not true.
True.
I mean, we're gonna get into it later, but really, like their main downside is the DCEU. I mean, but
because
everything else they got going on is
yeah,
like damn near spot on.
It's
animation
tired.
uh, animation is still solid, except
Um,
for some bumps and bruises that aren't involved, but with their main animation staple, if you will, like Sam Liu, who did all of the uh, all the animated movies, such as The Dark Knight Returns, um, Justice League War, the Judas Contract with the Teen Titans, uh, Justice League Dark. Like that itself is its own actual contained universe, which,
right,
in my opinion, would have probably blown Marvel out of the water.
right, right.
Probability is what it sounds like to me.
Well, no, just
Even with
because.
even with the success, the newest success right now with Naomi is first episode was amazing.
So far, for the folks who've watched it, including myself, I enjoy Naomi. The problem is the overall census; it's not getting a lot of viewership.
Right.
Mm.
Well,
Yeah.
that's also contributes to DC because I don't think they have a lot of confidence in these shows right
They
now.
didn't
So they don't
market.
do a
They
lot of
didn't
marketing.
market that
Yeah,
show well.
no marketing.
But they don't really
No,
market too many shows where there's a black lead anyway.
no
Not well.
marketing. No exposure to who Naomi is. So like, you're
How
not a
much
fan.
how
Then
much have we like, how much did they advertise for Arrow and the Flash?
right,
Even after it was an established show.
right. Even
Well,
still,
yeah, I again, I always hated Arrow. I sorry, he's just
first two seasons was amazing.
then he became super diet Batman.
Yeah, I mean that's what he is anyway.
Yeah. He's
He
like Batman without the money.
no, he is
Yeah,
no. And the funny thing is, comic book Oliver Queen has money.
He ain't got as much as Batman.
No,
He
he
ain't a
doesn't have
billionaire.
Batman money. But at
Right.
the same
yeah,
time, he still was his own character. This the Arrowverse Green Arrow just diet Batman, and he fought Batman villains. And
yeah.
I'm just like, why is Deathstroke having trouble with Green Arrow? Just doesn't
I
add
mean,
up.
I like
Wait,
Green
is there a
Arrow.
difference between Green Arrow and Arrow?
Well, no, it Arrow is the name of the show, but the hero is called Green Arrow.
Oh, okay. Okay. I just yeah, okay.
Fair enough.
Just wanted to clarify that. Yeah.
Like you said, Green Arrow is just diet Batman. I mean, most of the non-power heroes they just took the Batman arc and just copied and pasted.
But
Ew.
that's where I find gold because there are characters who don't have powers who are awesome in DC. Like
Yeah,
and sadly, the only time you really get a chance to see them is in the animated universe. Like one of my favorites who has no powers, The Question.
not about to say that the question. Yeah,
The Question is a wild, off the wall, like conspiracy theory nut job who who every once in a blue moon is absolutely right,
Mm.
and
the
they're
the,
just
the, the question is a great character. I really like him. Also, John Constantine or Hellblazer,
Ugh.
whatever name DC calls him by now.
I
I'm
feel
sorry.
like
So
part of the
he's
reason why
definitely
they won't really bring out John Constantine as far as like a live action anymore is because of Keanu Reeves.
Well, no, he
and
had a
Keanu Reeves
show.
said that he's open to doing it again. That's the
Yeah,
one
I would
character
love to
that he
see.
wants to keep.
Constantine had a show on CBS.
Yeah, I remember. It was
it was
another guy.
it was canceled, but then the CW bought it and picked it up, and they did another season. But then it was abruptly canceled. But they bought the character back to do several seasons of DC's Legends of Tomorrow,
Yeah.
and they
Matt
let
Reeves is great.
and they let the actor voice the character in the animated movies as well.
The same
Yeah,
guy
Matt
that was
Reeves is the
on.
perfect Constantine.
I don't
He
know
like
though. I wanted Keanu Reeves. I'm sorry, I couldn't. Like
well,
I
that's
tried to get into Constantine, like the show and everything, and I actually did enjoy the premise. And the other guy was pretty good. I'm not gonna hold you, but if I have to choose between him or Keanu Reeves, bitch, you already know who I'm choosing. That's just like
but
asking
here
me if I want to fuck Beyonce or Solange. I'm fucking Beyonce. Like, what do you
but here
mean?
here's the thing though. If you were a comic book purist, you would know that Keanu Reeves' character really isn't accurate.
Just
Not
because
just
his
in looks, but
character isn't accurate, that's how they wrote the
not just
script. You
in
know, my
not
man can
just
only
in
do what he can do.
not just in the look, but how he was.
Yeah.
Like John Constantine was not a sad. Like John Constantine's kind of sad, but Keanu Reeves Constantine was like, oh damn, good lord.
Keanu Reeves is always sad though. I mean, the man's been through a lot,
Right,
so
right, right.
you know,
His characters
it
are
just kind
always
of
sad.
oozes. Oh, it just kind of oozes. Even Neo.
Just
We're not gonna touch on that. Mm-mm.
I just sat here,
So don't nobody want to
um,
touch it.
We
sat
don't talk
here,
about Neo. Oh,
looked
oh.
up uh how many animated movies there are for
Oh,
DC.
oh.
So
So,
far, the list has 73.
mm-hmm.
And I looked up how many animated Batman movies there are.
Like 40.
The list is 26, but the list of Batman movies doesn't contain all the Batman movies because there are more in the animated movies with his name that just aren't in the other list.
Yeah, because Justice League Dark had Batman in it.
There's just so
Yeah,
much
like
Batman. And I'm
he was
so
a
tired of
hero.
it.
He was a hero on Justice League Dark.
They need to retire that character because he's
Nah, they
toxic as
can't.
hell.
They can't retire him. They can side. Now, here's where I like Young Justice. Young Justice does focus on other characters. Now, if you ever see any of the bigger names, their screen time is so finite
Right.
because so it doesn't distract from the main story and the main characters.
But that's why I also like Justice League Unlimited.
Yo,
Because they didn't focus on the big three. I mean, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, they had these stories, they made their appearances, but they
But like,
really focused on a lot of the
you saw
other heroes.
Hawkeye, Green Lantern, not Hawkeye, Hawk Girl, whatever her counterpart is, because no one cares about him. Green Lantern,
Orion.
both the vanilla and chocolate versions. Cyborg, Flash, like you saw more, even Plastic Man.
Right.
People try and disrespect Plastic Man.
And it's just, I'm so tired of the big three. I'm so tired of it. Like,
But the
come on now.
funny thing, but you know what the funny thing about Justice Unlimited was though? When it came to like its huge moment, it came down to Batman and Superman. Because Demon Engine, I sent you that clip. Do you have that clip ready?
Actually, hold on.
Yeah, there's and I had to admit, this felt like it should have been in regular Justice League, but because Justice League Unlimited was supposed to be about the other characters, but we got a really like massive epic moment from from Justice League Unlimited involving Superman. Here, matter of fact, here it is. Let's take a look.
Super or otherwise, you're merely a man, and I am a god.
Wait, is it playing at regular speed? What are you?
Huh.
Try to fight.
Is it running at regular speed for you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That man won't quit as long as he can still draw a breath. None of my teammates will. Me? I've got a different problem. I feel like I live in a world made of cardboard, always taking constant care not to break something, to break someone. Never allowing myself to lose control, even for a moment, or someone could die. But you can take it, can't you, big man? What we have here is a rare opportunity for me to cut loose and show you just how powerful I really am.
Bam! All right, cut the clip. That's great. I love it.
Can we just talk? Like, this is another
That
reason.
does my heart so good to
It
see
just
that
makes
clip.
it just. I like the clip, but it just reminded me of something. Superman don't care about nobody for real. That whole speech. I feel like I live in a world of cardboard. I'm always doing my. There were people in there, Clark.
You know who he
There
sound
were
like?
people in that building.
You know what he sound like? Who he sound like? Omni Man. Just a nicer version.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Just a
My
nicer
man's
version. My man's just tired of trying to hold himself together all the time. He tired of y'all shenanigans and y'all bullshit.
My whole thing is, now that I think about it, he's like, this is a rare opportunity for me to cut loose. He punched him across the city. Omni-Man punched his child across state lines.
I mean, that is a lot of power right there. But that's because Omni Man just literally did not give a fuck.
I didn't give a single fuck. He did it on purpose.
He was like, I could make another one.
If I have to kill you, what the fuck was this for? If you don't.
but that it like they gave us really great moments, and one of the things that always bothers me, especially now, I would have loved for that scene to have come back in some way, shape, or form if they were to continue with Zack Snyder's vision and have Henry Cavill do that scene. Oh.
Right.
But now we know it's
Henry's done with Superman.
Is he done?
DC says that he's done. That which I think is a very poor decision on their half, because in this upcoming Flash movie, they're introducing a female Superman from another Earth, as well as two other Flashes. I feel like the executives behind the scenes were in such a rush to try and catch up with Marvel that they allowed poor quality films to roll out, all because they wanted the cash grab. Because let's see, like if we look at the first one, Man of Steel, I liked Man of Steel. It was a little bit darker than I expected, but I liked it.
Who owns the DCU?
Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers owns DC.
So it's not even like they don't have the money. They have the money.
I don't think it's not even about the money. In some cases, it's about letting these people create and stop interfering.
Yes. You know that ain't gonna happen.
Because I could tell you, I bet you that when they told Zack Snyder after Man of Steel, they were like, cool, now do Batman versus Superman. And he was just like, huh? Are you? Well, now don't get me wrong. I feel weird defending Zack Snyder. But he's quite the competent filmmaker, and he's a decent storyteller. So, and the way he helped write Batman versus Superman, so it could at least make some sense on why we're going straight to Batman and Superman fighting, I'll give him credit for that. But then you can tell where Snyder's vision stopped, and the executives were like, "Hey, throw in that stuff about Justice League because that's the next movie." Because the way they ham-fisted in those Easter eggs, because they were lazily just slapped up there with the Flash, Aquaman, and Wonder Woman, it's just started coming off lazy. And I'm not sure whether Justice League or Suicide Squad was like the clear idea that we have no idea what we're doing.
But it's hard for me to say that they don't know what they're doing, because everything else they do, it's like a fucking hit. Like their games, Arkham Knight is coming out, looks amazing.
First off,
Suicide Squad for the Justice League.
That's because you get to every bland white guy gets to live out his fantasy of having a lot of money and putting his hands on random people.
That's because you forget those Rocksteady Studios makes those games.
Right.
And mind you, when they did the first Batman Arkham Asylum, Warner Brothers was like, sure, good luck. They had zero faith that game would even work. Why? Because when they tried to do their own Batman games, they failed.
Right. Because Warner Brothers gets in the way of their own IPs.
But when you let these guys, when you go in the other fucking room and let the artists do their thing, you can get gold. Now, when it comes to like David Goyer, who I have a great love-hate relationship with, because sometimes he's a great filmmaker, but then it's like, bro, where's the rest of the story to this? We have Suicide Squad.
Right.
And you could literally tell that there's so much studio interference in this film. Because one, I've never heard of a movie being edited by a marketing campaign. A marketing company edited a movie.
Wow. You can just tell that's gonna be shit.
And another great thing, if you ever decide to go back, look at the very first trailer for Suicide Squad, the very first one, and then look at the next trailer for Suicide Squad. You can tell where the studio was like, yeah, we don't like that. We need something with more music, more color. So David Ayers out there saying there's a better cut of the Suicide Squad, I'm gonna take half of his word for it. And I say half because there's still a lot of shitty things in that movie that I think were all his idea.
Fucking.
And then you have the Joker situation.
What you mean?
Jared Leto, you could literally cut out all of his scenes.
And it wouldn't change the movie.
And it wouldn't change the movie.
At all.
You know who we needed that I'm sad we don't have anymore?
Who?
Heath Ledger. He played a
I don't
fantastic
think Heath Ledger
Joker.
would have worked in that. Heath Ledger's Joker would not work in a DC universe.
Too dark.
He's way too dark, and the heroes would lose a lot.
Well, they gotta learn somehow, right?
Right.
How else do you learn outside of getting folded?
There's getting folded and learning your lesson, and then there's getting
because you got
traumatized.
you gotta remember in Christopher Nolan's Batman series, there's no magic. This is all humans.
Yeah.
And the Joker literally had one of the most psychotic plans that overall worked. Like literally the most of the Joker's plans were based on other people being stupid.
Right.
I mean, but
And it
that's
worked.
reality.
Right.
Because half of the time he would set up all the dominoes but never be the one to push it. like
that motherfucker was brilliant. Like even what about Jack Nicholson?
well, all right. Tim Burton's Batman could work. Jack Nicholson's Joker could work because he actually played a lot to what we already knew about the Joker even back then. They just took it up a notch and made him a killer. Because back then all we had was the Silver Age of comics and the Batman 70s show, which definitely turned down the Joker but cranked up the laughs on the Joker and turned down the violence.
Right.
Just like the Matt. Here's a funny tidbit. Remember the sequel, Batman Returns?
Yeah,
But
of
I
course.
never seen it. I don't think. Or no. Was
Well,
that the one where he kidnapped the white woman or whatever, and she's like crying and shit, and there was like a ballroom, and so they're like, "You about to die," or something like that. Or was that the
that
first
sounds
one?
like the first one.
I can't remember which one is which.
But
I've seen so many.
in part 2 is when the studio made a marketing deal with McDonald's. And you buy Happy Meals and you would get toys that look like the characters from the movie. And that's what they did, except for the Penguin. Because the Danny DeVito's Penguin was fucking
disturbing.
horrifying.
It was fucking disturbing.
Like his character portrayal was accurate, horrifying, and disgusting. And McDonald's was like, listen, we're gonna use the old school looking Penguin guy. We're not using Danny DeVito. And if you guys want this deal to go on in the future, y'all gotta lighten it up. So after that movie, that's when they fired Tim Burton and hired Joel Schumacher, all to sell Happy Meals.
All for a quick buck.
Hey, we got Kiss from a Rose from it, so does that balance?
No. Not at all. Not at all.
Actually,
Kiss from a Rose on the
actually, so I'm looking at the time. It's time for us to take mandatory ad break, and we'll be right back. I got a clip for y'all. I find it funny. It's a bit edited, but let's get this.
baby.
And we're back. The clip I want to show to y'all. It brings joy to my heart, and
right.
well, you'll get to see
Is
what
it
I'm
Kiss
talking
from a
about.
Rose?
No. He probably needs a kiss from a Rose. Need to get healed up.
Stand back.
Oh God.
No. Green
Oh
Lanterns.
God.
Oh Lord.
Oh.
Nobody likes the white Green Lantern.
Well, no,
They washed him so bad in that thing. His character in that whole movie was trash. They did Hal Jordan so dirty in that movie, dog.
Let's be real. Hal Jordan has kind of been trash since the whole Parallax thing.
Listen, he got his ass whooped so bad. I thought somebody was going to yell "World Star."
World Star.
Yo, you know what that scene reminded me of? Fucking Yamcha in the goddamn Cyberman. That's what that scene reminded me of, dog. I thought he was gonna end up curled up in a ball.
But yeah,
Yeah, but I agree. I agree. How Jordan been kind of trash for a while.
um, but another, I'm really kind of shocked how the animated universe they set up was such a great blueprint to go live action, and they took they threw so much of it just to the wind.
That's because WB
What?
is in control and they don't know what they're doing.
Stick to talking and dancing frogs, WB.
Right.
Fucking up.
They don't know what they're doing. It's a bunch of old dudes over there who probably never read a comic, who probably don't watch the animated series or movie, who like, look, here's some money, but here's these restrictions. They gotta be lighthearted. They gotta be this. The shows can't have no continuity with the movie, which is fucking stupid. Like, cause that's what the fans been begging for decades, and Marvel like, we heard y'all. Here you go.
And that makes some of their live action properties right now very odd because you have we have Peacemaker who just came out. Uh, Peacemaker, played by John Cena. Peacemaker was in the Suicide Squad that came out this summer, and so far I think it's an amazing show. It's an
And
amazing
you know
show.
why it's quite amazing? Because it's continuity. It's the same as that Peacemaker who just got shot in the neck from the movie, and they picked it up right where it left off in the movie.
Also, the James Gunn is writing and directing the show.
Hey Lamont, can you find that intro? The Peacemaker intro? The Peacemaker intro is fucking pure gold. I love it. I love it so much.
So weird.
If y'all haven't seen Peacemaker yet, go watch it. Like
But
Corey said, like me and Corey had this thing like I don't see how they're gonna make this character redeemable because he was a horrible character in the movie. But good old James Gunn pulled that shit off.
I wouldn't say that just yet. Like
I don't know, man.
he's not he's like what 5% less shitty,
Yeah.
and that's just because he can't shoot kids, even though he said he could.
Wait, what?
Not only that, he can't even kill, period. He
So
can't
what
kill
he
no more.
didn't- Why?
He has some sort of PT. He's currently suffering from PTSD from what he did in the Suicide Squad. He has he definitely he regrets killing Flag. He really regrets what he did there, and he's starting to realize now that people don't look at him as a hero. They
Because
look
he's
at him
not.
yeah, like bro, you're a criminal.
You're a fucking villain. That whole I maintain peace for whatever reason, and I'll kill any man, woman, or child to maintain it. Like the fuck?
But the weird part is he's a very large allegory for how American soldiers are looked at going into foreign countries.
Yeah.
Like he
Yeah,
like
so, yeah, so after the movie, he I guess he got like a mental block from killing.
except for
So
that
like CPS, PTSD or something like that.
yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Except for that one chick that was trying to kill him.
Oh yeah, that was like a death. Got the intro?
Yeah.
You got it. Yeah. Look at this shit. Oh my god.
The fuck am I looking at? The actual fuck am I looking at?
Oh my god. I can't.
All right, you cut it, Mark.
I can't.
No more. No more.
That is
Whatever the fuck that
that's
was.
like a chef kiss of an intro.
And I'm not watching the show now. That's it. Done.
James Gunn purposely made that intro like that because he wanted you to sit through the whole thing every time.
Mm-mm.
So they're like super serious during the whole dance choreography.
Yes. And you know what? It also reminds me of something because the way going back to the first Suicide Squad, it looks like they tried to make a James Gunn movie without James Gunn.
Yeah.
Because if you really look at how they tried to stylize that movie, it looked like a poor man's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
And then after James Gunn had that weird falling out with Marvel, someone smart enough over at Warner Brothers was like, "Yo, scoop him up for a movie."
Yeah.
So,
somebody was listening. They got somebody young over there.
That's somebody.
Somebody.
But all right, should we talk about the issue with Justice League?
Of course. I mean that's why we're here.
Because like
the good, the bad, the ugly, and
nobody cared. Everyone accepted it. That the version that we got was the shit. We accepted it. We were getting tired of fucking other movies anyway. But no, the diehard DC retards.
I disagree.
Spent $70 million for a 4-hour movie. For what?
But
for
Lamont,
what? To start a universe that ain't even going nowhere.
But Lamont,
introducing people that ain't gonna have a movie. Fuck that thing. Can't tell me shit.
But even the actors were like, yeah, the movie that came out in theaters is not what we made.
I don't give a fuck.
And the
4
funny thing
hours of my life wasted watching it. I had to watch that shit in parts. It had to be digested in parts because it's too.
And the biggest problem of that is because they pushed ensemble movies before they could solidify the characters themselves.
Right.
Which, because it's like you can't do ensemble movies, then do a cyborg movie.
Either just accept your losses, take your time building up, learn from Marvel, or go start sucking off their mouse. But you need to take your time with this bullshit, because the EU is basically dead at this point.
I disagree. I think it's on life support.
It's scraping by.
I mean,
same old tried and true trusty Batman. That's the fucking. That's what
Shazam. Shazam was good.
Shazam was good.
Shazam.
We're not getting the second one.
Yes, we are. It's about to say, dude. They've already been showing behind the scene footage. Yeah,
we see. Okay, at least that.
Because we also have the Black Adam movie coming out. That's going to be coming out after Shazam 2.
Then that underhanded fucking tactic. How you going to say it's fucking Black Adam movie? Before you release the Shazam, you tied up The Rock just so Marvel wouldn't get him. Sneaky, underhanded, and downright twisted.
He's speaking facts. Because mind you, they hired The Rock as Black Adam 8 years ago.
When did they even start filming the first Shazam?
They started the Shazam came out in, I want to say 2016, 2017, somewhere around there. But that's when but mind you, he was already signed on as Black Adam before they even picked a Shazam.
That's because they had to
before
fucking
they
wait
even
till
had
Billy
Zachary
grew up.
Levi, before they even had Zachary Levi, they had Black Adam.
And because I could tell you right now, if he had signed up with Marvel, he would have been Beta Ray Bill.
Oh my god, I would have loved that so much. He got the personality, the fit, and everything. Oh my god, fuck you, DC. Fuck you.
Do you know who Beta Ray Bill is, Neek?
That answer is no.
No, if you don't know, it's fine. Nico?
Not many people know who Beta Ray Bill is, period.
Well, yeah,
I mean,
Beta Ray Bill is an alien who actually who came to help Thor and the Asgardians, and they learned to love and respect him so much that they literally blessed him with his own Asgardian armor and weapon.
yeah.
So,
That'd
so
have been
pretty
cool
much,
as a rock.
in other words, they familyed him. Like, you're not friends, you're family. But
What about Vin Diesel as Beta Ray Bill?
I don't know, man. I think he's swimming in Groot in Fast and Furious money.
Yeah.
I don't think you can get him to turn.
Yeah. I mean, they're paying him a couple million to say Groot like 10 different ways. I'm with it.
And he also says it in all the other languages.
He says Groot in different languages.
Yeah, like if there's Japanese, Portuguese, French, yeah, like when they sell the movie in other countries, yeah, it's still him saying I'm Groot.
Like, how would you even say that in Japanese?
Yeah, so
I don't know.
But I think with DC bringing on James Gunn and letting James Gunn work his fucking magic, like, yeah, I'll come over, but leave me the fuck alone and let me do my shit. It made magic. Like, he brought an obscure character that I didn't know about and made him a decent villain in the movie, and then he had his own series that's popular.
I mean, shit. Just look at what James Gunn did with Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right.
Very few people, like, you had to be a hardcore Marvel fan to know who the Guardians of the Galaxy were.
Right.
And even then,
I didn't think that shit was gonna work.
Good, because Guardians was trash.
Right. Like, no one was buying Guardians of the Galaxy comic, dog.
Out. Now. Out.
And then
no one was buying Guardians of the Galaxy comic.
Then you got this. All right, let's talk about it. If Boss Lady's there, I'm sorry. Let's talk about Wonder Woman.
No, she's not here. Go ahead.
All right.
You say.
I like the character Wonder Woman.
It could be
but so far the live action version, I'm not feeling.
Gal Gadot's not a good actress.
Facts.
I don't care about the actress.
Right.
I don't like the Wonder Woman movies only because that is not the Wonder Woman I grew up with.
Wonder Woman chooses violence.
Wonder Woman is a warrior princess. All caps on the warrior part. And it's oh my god. I am a thing for savagery and violence.
Yeah.
And that's what she does.
That is what she does.
And gets the fucking job done in the most brutally efficient way. Unless she's with the Justice League. They tell her to calm down.
Yeah. I mean, like, Batman and Superman had to teach her not to kill her villains. Like, oh, chill out. We don't do that here. He's like, I do.
Like, y'all mad because my villains don't come back a couple months later. Like, hey, yo, I bet you every time she look at you, they're like, they should have let me kill this bitch.
Yeah,
Oh, but no, justice.
yeah.
But no, the live action movies with her have just been so awkward. Like the first film was like Diet Captain America, and
But I mean, let's be honest. They kind of don't make these movies for us. Marvel makes these movies for us, which is why they bring out those obscure characters. But not DC. They make them for us, but they make them for the mass of people who wants to get into that universe, but don't want to be subjected to like the comic book versions of these characters.
Fuck them.
Because they did, Wonder Woman would be a lot more violent than what she was.
yeah,
And those fucking thighs. God damn it. This fucking.
and Wonder Woman 84 ending would have not been all cheery Christmas miracle-y.
Right,
It's so weird.
right.
Pedro Pascal would have definitely got stabbed in the heart.
Can I just get a
Right.
scene, animated or live action? I don't care, but can I just get a scene of Wonder Woman stomping somebody the fuck out?
Like perfect example, War.
Mm.
Oh,
War
those.
when she was fighting Aquaman and she killed Mira, cut her
Oh,
fucking head off.
Wait, that's a Flashpoint Paradox.
Yeah,
that's
cut her
Flashpoint.
head off. Yeah,
Which it looks like they're doing some version of for this live action movie because they've got Michael Keaton back as Batman and they've also got Ben Affleck back, and this will be his last time portraying Batman. Oh, it just seems like they're putting a lot of pressure on the Flash to do a reset of some sort.
I hope so. I hope they pull a 52.
I hope they need it because there's so many good there's more bad things going on than good when it comes to DC. Like on HBO Max, I
It's more
love
good than bad.
yes, I love Titans now. First season of Titans was a absolute catastrophe, redneck NASCAR crash.
Yeah.
You just have to,
Oh look, they're making another left turn.
but then I don't know. They must have changed something, changed some writers around. Second season, third season were absolute gold. And then, here's my I think is their strongest show, Doom Patrol. Doom Patrol takes
Doom
the
Patrol
most
is good.
obscure, and when I say obscure, I mean I've had to Google some of these villains. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, that's not a real villain. I'm just like, oh yes, it is. They take
Corey.
huh?
I still hear him.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Money now.
How about that? But yeah, they took the most obscure characters and just made them they revitalized Brendan Fraser's career. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can Raheem hear me?
I don't know.
It's
Got me
got that weird,
both.
it might be something on his end. But shoot, in the last season of Titans, the main villain was Scarecrow and the Red Hood. And it was good. Like I never saw Scarecrow as a big threat, but now I'm just like, yo, this dude could be a serious problem. I gotta give him credit when credit's due. But then you have movies that everyone liked, but I don't understand how, like Aquaman.
Cause Aqua, bro.
Yeah, like I love Jason Momoa, great person, but that movie didn't make. That movie was like rushed Game of Thrones.
It didn't need to. It didn't need anything. It just needed the Aqua, bro.
like the storyline was literally a Game of Thrones between three different underwater nations that ended in an underwater battle that had sharks with freaking laser beams on their foreheads and a large crustacean kaiju.
I mean, to be fair, like this Aquaman shit has never really made sense because I remember stupid shit like that from.
Yeah, but there were things happening in this movie on such a grand scale underwater. I'm like, I know y'all are new to this, but y'all probably should have brung down Superman and Wonder Woman underwater. Like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah,
Like,
because all of that honestly just started making waves, tsunamis. But it doesn't matter because the Aquabroness is strong. So much so that, they still gave him that stupid iconic suit that he had.
yo, I'm so upset that they did that. But one of the scenes I've actually seen from the upcoming movie, he's not wearing that outfit. So,
What are you talking about?
Aquaman.
Okay.
I seen a photo of him for the next movie, and he's not wearing that outfit anymore. And I'm like, thank God, that shit
Right.
just looks so bad. I was like,
Do we have to cast a new mirror?
Yes.
I definitely think they should have fired Amber Heard.
1000%.
I mean, not because of what's going on with that too, but because she might be going to jail. She might be getting 2 years in prison soon.
I think she definitely should have lost her acting roles as well if Johnny Depp had to be forced to walk away from his.
Right. I mean, I agree.
And when it comes to who was a bigger piece of shit in that scenario, ironically, Amber Heard wins by a couple pounds. Like they were
I
both
agree.
really shitty, and the movie's like, no, we're not firing Amber Heard. I'm like, oh, her contract must mean y'all got to still pay her, and y'all can't afford that one.
Right.
Even though,
Right.
Ironically, both film franchises are under Warner Brothers, but Warner Brothers is like, we'll pay 60 million for Johnny not to work, but no, she got to work. So I don't know.
All right.
I don't know. So
We
but we have Shazam 2. I know there's going to be multiple enemies in it. Lucy Liu is going to be one of them. Still don't know anything about Black Adam. We just know that Pierce Brosnan is also in it as Dr. Fate.
Hey, Dr. Fate, one of my favorite characters.
that's something I can actually respect. I fucks with Nabu.
Nabu is kind of sad. It's always sad to me because you're like, it's a guy inside there that's just like, uh, still alive. I see.
Yeah.
But
So
if
the
you were to
fact that
give,
his dad is fucking Vandal Savage is kind of weird.
yeah, it doesn't surprise me though. It's one of those.
That man,
It's all.
don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years.
But it's one of those things where it's great storytelling. Who do you think could play a live action Randall Savage? Any ideas?
You know who I would like? I don't know the actor's name, right? But it is the beefed up bull on the Umbrella Academy. The guy with the 8 body.
Okay. That's actually not a bad idea.
Yeah. I think he played good Venom Savage.
I like that.
I would like to see that. I would like to see the light in the DCEU. But I don't think they'll do it right.
I'd like for Lex Luthor to be recast.
They're not going to do it right.
Definitely.
I like.
It's coming up on our time.
Okay,
Our kind of closing statements.
uh, we'll go around. We're gonna give our honest grade for the DCEU for right now. I'm gonna start with you, Engine.
Honest grade. Honest grade is honestly it's a D.
Ooh.
We
It's
talking about the
it's
DCEU, right? Not the DC as a whole.
DC film and movies together.
Okay, that's the same thing.
D.
Big old D. Mm.
It's gonna sound fucked up, what I'm about to say, but it's D. Either you actually sit there, stop letting the big wigs need to stop getting in the way and fucking up like actual shit that can actually start raking in the bills and bringing in more people and all that. And stop either you do that, stop rushing them, or you better start be like Marvel, be like Harley, take a
How about you, comic boss?
Jesus Christ. I agree with Engine in some ways. I would give the DCEU a D.
Mm.
I mean, I think they're starting to write the course now. But they don't know what they're doing. They're trying to catch up with Marvel, but they're not doing it right.
Mm.
I mean, they need somebody over there, uh, like I can't think of his name right now. I'm brain fart. But the guy who's heading up Marvel right now, they need
Jeff
somebody like that
Johns.
over there. Yeah, somebody who knows the material, like Zack Snyder, and
Yeah.
let them do their thing.
Okay, I can agree with that. Nico, what would you give as a grade all around?
Is she even still here?
Me,
Nico.
that's okay. We got some com problems with Nico, but I know one thing she definitely spoke on. She said that things would go a lot better if they started investing in other characters outside of Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. And I
Right.
agree with
I
that a
agree.
1000%.
I agree.
Like the new show Naomi. So far I like it. I want more. I need to know the mystery. Uh,
Which reminds me, the DCAU gets a C. C minus. Yeah,
See,
DCA
I
is a C minus.
so well,
you do know that that Injustice movie had nothing to do with the rest of the animated universe, right?
Yeah, I know.
C minus.
Right?
It's time
Because
to go.
it gets an
He's
A.
sleepy.
It
He's
gets an no. It gets an A in its animation and storytelling. It gets an F on its heavy use and reliance on Batman.
Ah,
Because
okay.
okay.
You
even if
redeemed yourself.
Batman's name is not in the title,
You
it
redeemed yourself.
relies off of Batman. Justice League
Dark.
was
Dark.
it Dark.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Uh,
Animation on point, storytelling on point, still riding the coattails of Batman.
Too much Batman.
Too much Batman.
okay, that's fair. Uh, for the DCEU, I am going to give a C minus, and that is just because the television shows have actually saved the day.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
and James Gunn.
yeah. And James Gunn. James Gunn definitely saved the motherfucker.
Because the Suicide Squad film he did was really good. I had one small issue, but it's small. But overall, I think the TV shows are where things are going to be going. Uh, when it comes to the future, I don't know. I know they have a Batgirl film coming out on HBO Max, and of course we have the Batman with Robert Pattinson and Zoe Kravitz and all those other folks. It looks like it's going to be a hit. I don't know. Got to see how it works out.
Right.
But for
Same.
right now you're at a C minus. You're a little shaky, But I look forward to seeing what they do because let's not talk about Marvel because
You're
they're
starting.
doing
You're
all right.
you're starting to become the disappointing child, DC. I'm just saying.
That's what DC stand for now. The disappointing child.
Like, you got like I get it because not all Marvel movies hit, and we can't even talk about any type of AU
Right.
At least
with
not right
Marvel.
now.
Not right now, but
Eventually.
the movies have definitely been on point. They've been on more point in the comics, and now they're being on point with their shows. Like when Marvel comes home with their report card, I'm proud to see it. There's A's, B's, a couple C's on there, but it's good
That's
grades
it.
overall.
Right. Nothing lower than a C or a B minus.
You still doing the same thing? It's like if this was a Hispanic family, and I
Oh
found out
no.
you spelled Spanish. The fuck is everyone in that house majorly speaks Spanish when we're in the house, and somehow you fell it?
Somebody's getting
That's what it
That's
feels
our
like.
time,
but
and that's our company.
but I want to of course always we want to thank you guys for listening to us today. We really appreciate it. We can't make this happen without you. So, of course, thank you. And to our folks out there on YouTube, of course, you always get a big thank you. Make sure you guys are liking and don't forget you hit that subscribe button and pluck that bell so you get
And if
so
you
you'll know when we're
listen
popping
to us
through.
on Spotify or any podcast where you listen to, please give us a review. They help out immensely
Mhm.
in our rankings, especially on Spotify. Yes, please do.
And and just in case if you guys might not have noticed, we're going to start doing the Geek Report as its own separate entity, so we can have a lot more fun with that. So of course, be on the lookout for that. It is going to be very fun. Of course, we want to thank you for your time today. I'm going to be signing off. This is Salty Live 215 Demon Engine.
Wakanda forever!
Comic Boss.
Hey, Common Ball, your favorite podcast.
Oh,
Thank y'all for being here with us, man. Really appreciate it.
Queen Neek.
Take it.
Queen Neek wishes you life, light, and love. Be
All
well.
right,
Treat
peace out,
yourselves
man.
good. Have a good one.
Can y'all come downstairs?
Hi, everybody. This is Corey Salted True Floyd for Amerime Media, and I hope you enjoyed this podcast video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to check out our other videos right over here. You have a good one. See you around.